Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how easy it is to recreate what you just watched in the video before this. So this is a scene that we're going to recreate. So all you have to do is go to studio.worldcast.io, where it's going to do that right now. And you're going to want to select ShowCAST when it comes up. You don't have to worry about putting any email address or anything, just at the very end when you want to actually save it. So you can even try to studio out to see how it works before you even have to put any information in. So let's go ShowCAST. We're just going to call this room example. And I'm going to set this to 20 feet to be the size of my room, okay? That'll come and make sense here in a minute. So when I go create, all of these squares represent a foot, okay? So if you watched my video before this will go a little bit more in depth. I'm going to leave that alone for now, and we'll go back to that. Right now, I'm just going to go Sketchfab. I have a great collection of models and grab, so I'm just going to grab these, the robot that I used. And actually, I think it's called Dancing Robot. There we go, Kung Fu Robot. Let's just import that. And while it's doing that, I'm just going to bring in another model. I'm just going to go back, and I'm going to type in Disco Ball. I think it's this one. Yeah, let's just bring that one in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tell it where to be in reality height-wise, okay? So this robot first, I'm just going to tell that robot I want it to be about, let's just go back and grab the robot first. Say I want that to be 5 feet tall, and we'll just go 0 so it's standing on the ground plane. For this disco ball, I want it to be 2 feet tall. Now from the bottom of the disco ball, I know that my ceiling here is 8 feet from my from the floor to the ceiling is 8 feet. So if I go 6 feet off the ground, I know that 6 plus 2 equals 8. Therefore, the very top of the scene, where the top of this disco ball is with the cord hanging down, will be right at the threshold of my ceiling. So that's how I can make sure that it looks realistic. So I'm just going to go save right now. Save and publish. There we go. I'm just going to make sure it's on free. The upgrades are below. So I'm going to go check out. So now the QR code's popped up. I'm just going to quickly scan it with my phone. I'll share my screen here. So you'll see that it says your cast isn't ready yet. Please check back in again in a minute or so. That's only for iOS. On Android, it'll be instantly available. But for now, we're just going to show iOS with Lidar for this demo. So let's just go back and we'll let it process. We'll come back in a few minutes because we can just add something else while we're waiting. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to the, I think it was called Random Plane. It wasn't animated, so we'll turn that off. There it is, Random Color Plane. I'm going to go Import. Now, it comes in, if I count across the dots, from here to here will be 20 feet. Any object you bring in as well will default to 20 feet tall or 20 feet wide, because that's where you set your parameters for the initial scene load to optimize for that scene. But then you can obviously define the parameters of the items here as illustrated. And while we're doing that, we'll just add some text. Hello world. And we'll just change that to a different color. We'll just pick that green color again. It could be any color, obviously. We'll make it a little bit thinner. Maybe we'll drop world below hello. And we'll just make it a thicker font. We can pick different fonts up here, of course. So let's just grab maybe this one. And we'll just rotate it up and make it smaller. And we'll just go put it over to the side like this. And maybe on a little bit of an angle this time. Cool. And the only thing that's missing is we'll grab this floor plane and we'll put a spin on it. So when it comes in, the other one's processed right now. So let's just quickly check this out. So now it doesn't done processing. We can actually see, the reason I left this alone is I want to show how cinematic this can be by itself, right? So we have the room estimation happening on the disco ball. So it's got my blue walls over here reflecting on the ball, has the robot down below, and doing this little jig. Let's just put it sideways. So you can see how good that looks out of the box, right? And there we go, right on the ceiling as we would want. Perfect. So let me give one more example. So I'm going to raise this up 7 feet. And this is going to show Lidar with the floor and other things this time. So while we wait for this to process, let's talk about that banner across the top. This is what you get on the free version. The banner goes across the top. Touch here to create your own free cast, and it lets other people go to the studio to create their own. Or you can pay $10 and have that gone. Now, it doesn't actually show in the actual experience itself as I illustrate it, and I'm about to illustrate here again. So we're going to tap it here to place. There's the robot. Let's get up. And we'll see that the Lidar is doing its job. And now the ball, you notice it's gone up into the ceiling because I raised it up. So now that little top of the ball is right into the tile on the ceiling above. Last but not least, we have to add sound. So all we have to do is take this. You can either browse to the sound on the left-hand side underneath audio, or you can just drag and drop your MP3. So in this case, we're just going to proceed, and we'll just make it smaller. It doesn't actually need to be in there. It doesn't actually show, so we're going to go save. All right, now we'll have audio. So what I've done this time, I've actually added some practical effects with this little laser light that I borrowed from my daughter. So that's how I was getting those extra effects in the room for my the main video, the showcase video when I added it. So I hope that shows how you can do a little bit of room scale design, have a little bit of fun, and as always, I cannot wait to see what you create.